Alright guys, you ready to hear about my pressure sore experience that I have dealt with? Here are a few things that I have used to help my pressure sore, and let me tell you, it's something that you do not want to have to experience. Mine didn't get so bad, but I just want to let you know kind of how I got mine, the things that I had to go through to take care of it, just the whole process. It did take a while for it to go away. But anyways, it started last year really. I just noticed one time that I had like a little scab on the side of my butt, and I wasn't really sure what it came from. And then I think a few days later it started to get a little bit bigger, and I still wasn't sure what it was from. I thought maybe I'd cut my butt on something, or I wasn't even sure. And then you know it got a little bit bigger from there too, so I was getting a little bit concerned. I had to go see the doctor. I went to go see the doctor. They said it was a pressure sore, or the starting point of a pressure sore. It was just like the little top layer of pretty much skin coming off. It was kind of pretty much the size of a rice kernel, and just a little teeny hole, nothing too crazy. And then from there, I had to go see the wound care center, and then they're just trying to figure out different ways to try and help it. So the first steps was there was just a little bit of dead skin in the center of it, and they had to give me this like fake skin, kind of like I think they call it like pig skin or something. Well, this is what it looks like. It's just this really thin, sticky layer. Well, you cut off a little piece, and they put it over the pressure sore, basically to pull the dead skin from the inside of the sore, so that way the sore can start healing, because it won't heal if there's still dead skin inside the sore. So this was to pull it out. Then from there, we just once the skin came out, from there we just start bandaging it. Just basic bandage. Um, but it did go away twice. So it started out really small, like I said, like the size of a rice kernel. It went away, slightly came back because I felt like I had ripped the scab off when it was almost gone, and then it came back again. It was still really small, then it went away again, back and forth, back and forth. Um, well, anyways, I did get to a point where it just started getting a little bit bigger, maybe to the size of, I don't know, size of a pea. Not very deep at all, but just the roundness was basically the size of it. So basically, I was going to the wound care center, sorry, for a couple months, trying to find out different ways to get rid of it. What was causing it. Then it ended up getting infected, so it wasn't going away. I had to take antibiotics. So, and then that helped start, slowly going away. And I've tried so many different things. It's pretty much a learning process to see what's causing the sore, what you're doing, this and that, things you got to change. So it did end up going away, and it did take a long time just trying to figure out the whole process. I ended up having to get a new cushion for my wheelchair, which I think that helped, because they say you're supposed to get a new cushion once every year, and I've had my old ones for like 2 years, so they were probably kind of compressed after a while and a little bit harder. But towards the end of the basically when it was the size of a pea, which was the worst of it. Like what I was doing to try and heal it was obviously staying off that side, not sleeping on that side, more so sleeping on my stomach, not being in my chair if I didn't have to be. Like if I wasn't doing anything, I'd just be basically sitting on a soft couch. But what we would have to do is we'll use some saline to clean out the wound. It's basically water with some like sodium chloride, healing, or it helps it heal, I guess, and cleans it out. So we'll just squirt some of this on there. Kind of looks like a syringe. To clean out the wound, you dry it out. You can use like a Q-tip to dry it out. And then we would use this. It's basically some kind of powder. It's got some silver in it, which helps promote, the healing process, and make sure no bacteria gets in the wound. It's just a little spray. You just spray it in the wound. Then packing strips basically to keep all the moisture out of it. Just keep some padding in there. And what that looks like is, this one's not even open. Oops. It's basically, this is what it is. You just cut off a strip, I don't know, about that long. You kind of fold it up and stuff it in there. Stuff it in your wound. Kind of sounds bad. And then, once that we have the packing strip inside the pressure wound, pretty much get some gauze. I usually get about half this, so kind of fold it, place it over the wound, and here's some tape, and we'll pretty much tape this on there and maybe change it every 2 days. You don't want to open it too much, so that way you don't get any bacteria in there. So every 2 days was pretty good to change the dressings. And we did use a few other things, but basically that's what I did when it got to its worst. And yeah, I mean, after a while I ended up going away. I would also too recommend, if you do get a pressure sore, taking some zinc. Zinc helps promote healing, so some of that. It's always good to take some, daily vitamins. I take pretty much men's one a day. Take one every, once every morning when I get up. And obviously, vitamins keep the body healthy, so it doesn't hurt to take these. And yeah, this is basically it. So be careful. They tell you about pressure sores when you go to rehab and when you're in a hospital, and it's, yeah, you can get pressure sores. So I never thought I would get one, and I ended up getting one. So just be careful, do your pressure reliefs, and yeah, try and get a cushion if you can. I know they're not cheap. At least one every once a year I would recommend. So even if you can't afford one, you can ask your doctor. They'll probably send you to a therapist to get your chair evaluated, your cushion evaluated, and then basically if they think you need a new one, they'll probably order one for you guys, because that's what I had to do. And yeah, so that's my video on my own pressure sore experience. And if you have any questions, just leave me a comment. I try to get back to you guys as quick as I can. And cool, thanks for watching. Have a good one.